Sing. Yeah, they ain't trying to hear no rap. They ain't trying to hear no rap, yeah.
Well, you think you can do something with that?
Hey, man, Michael Jordan too light in the tail.
Okay, you know what? Big dog?
Yes.
I ain't light in the tail. If you want some of this, let's go one-on-one right
Let's
now. Everyone's playing the hits, but I'm a DJ. And one thing I know from my DJing experience is that you don't just play the hits. You play things that people haven't found out about yet. Discovery. Not up to me. I don't have this ego where I'm a buck, talk trash, and be like, yo, I don't like this. I'm gonna be like this. All right, I got enough talent. I got enough belief in me. I know what I want to do. Yep, let me go do it.
I don't know if I'm still alive, but we are at it again. Woo! YouTube got mad at me. What did I show? What do you think I showed that they were like, don't do it. They shut me down. That's okay. I'm not doing it for the numbers. Not those numbers. Oh, let's get back into this thing because, they try to get away from that Trump-Obama, I think. I don't think they want that. Well, they gonna get it. They like, yeah, okay, over my dead body. Well, let's talk through this real quick because we were on Deion Sanders potentially going to the NFL. We were on talking about the moves, Shadur Sanders, Pro Bowl, all that. And I wanted y'all to hear how they talking about your boy Shadur and tell me if you guys, excuse me, agree, disagree, how you feel about all of this because they went there. Let's go.
To Tim Hasselbeck, should Shadur Sanders be the Cleveland Browns starting quarterback? Should they be building around that notion as they go into their offseason?
No, and they won't. And I mean, that's just the reality of it. He'll be on the roster because he's, on a rookie contract, or at least he'll be in the training camp roster. He's on a rookie contract from a year ago, much like Dylan Gabriel. Those guys, I would think, would add, the Browns would add, somebody with starter experience to compete because there's just no way with just, probably what the evaluation has been of Shadur, as a player in the pros now, as well as how he came into the league, that they would give him the opportunity to, quite frankly, I don't think he would even enter training camp as the second guy, on the roster. Mm-hmm. So,
y'all heard that, huh? I mean, look, Deshaun Watson is there with that big contract. So say what you want, say what you think, but you better know what you're really seeing. You're seeing a lot of money, ROI that must be returned in investment. So to that point, we got to see. Keep going.
I don't think that's how they'll operate. It's hard to become a head coach in the NFL, and if you do, you got to try to win with a quarterback, and most guys, including Todd Monken, aren't going to try to do it with somebody like Shadur.
Sounds to me, Tim, like you're not convinced Shadur Sanders has a starting quarterback job in his future, whether it's in Cleveland or anywhere.
No, it's how I felt about him coming out of college. I think that there are things he does at the position extremely well that you need to be able to do well to play in the National Football League. I actually think, that's the good side of it. I think the bad side of it for him, I just think physically there are limitations that he has as a player that don't know that anyone is building around that. Could he end up playing in the league for 10 years, in some role as a backup and then maybe get an opportunity to play? Sure, he could. But I don't think that anybody, listen, there isn't a single team of the 32 that would look at him right now and be like, yep, I want to build around that guy. It's not, I'm not saying that to be demeaning or mean. That's just, that is the reality of who he actually is as a player and how he is viewed, quite frankly, consensusly around the league.
Man. Blah, blah, blah. What they say hurts. The truth? Now the question is that the truth? Right. Obviously, if you ask Deion, it's a different conversation. You ask Shadur, it's a different conversation. You ask some of his teammates, it's a different conversation. But let's have the real conversation. What's the future for Shadur? You're a Pro Bowl quarterback. I understand. It doesn't mean the same inside the building as it does on the outside anymore. Pro Bowl quarterback. How many guys didn't go? Josh Allen didn't go. Justin Herbert didn't go. Okay, so we get it. You're a Pro Bowl quarterback. Joe Flacco's a Pro Bowl quarterback for the first time in his career, et cetera. So we can't just hang our head on that title. We all know that the fan vote obviously influenced it. But the thing with Shadur that's going to be interesting to see is how much energy, momentum. We already know that his coach loves him. wanted him to go to Baltimore when he was in Baltimore. So this is all good things. How much energy, how much kinetic energy you actually have. Forget potential energy. We're not in college anymore. They're not thinking about, oh, well, maybe. They don't have to say maybe anymore. They see you. They know you. There are volumes of minutes of you practicing in the building, working out, etc. They know what they got. And I don't like the fact that he has physical limitations as something that is going to really compromise his future, because there are a lot of good to great quarterbacks who have physical limitations. I'll name one. He just went into the Hall of Fame. His name was Drew Brees. Drew Brees, I remember I told you he was my teammate day one. Here was the rap on Drew Brees, too short. Not a strong enough arm. What did Drew Brees do? And he started off slow. Drew Brees was not a baller from day one. LT was, same draft. Now Drew Brees, second rounder. That's part of the reason he dropped, despite all that production he had. What did Drew Brees do? Other than tear his arm off his body and then recover from that and become one of the best quarterbacks ever. That's Drew Brees. So when we get into the limitation game, the only thing that can supersede that is your will to work. Are you a winner? And I will say this. Say what you want about Shadur. He got those intangibles. People are buying into him. That's a winner. You get a winner. He hasn't won yet. Trust me, I know. I know the record. I know the stats. Just saying, I wake up when someone says you can't. They discount you. I'm like, we don't know yet. And as critical as I've been of him or as supportive I've been of him, I still got to hold my breath because I don't know yet. Nobody does. So we can't go that far, okay? Can't go that far. But people are going to go that far. A lot of people always reach for things because they don't know the answer. Like, this is the craziest thing about when you listen to people. When they're talking, just be like, or when you're talking sometimes, just be like, do I know the answer or am I trying to talk my way to the answer? How many times you have done that? Just keep talking, you rambling like, I'm going to figure this out. As that's where I want to go. Not really, but it's a good place to stop. Nice pit stop right here until we get to the point. So I think that's happening a lot in media and journalism, and the cats just be saying stuff. You're like, dog, what are you talking about? So another issue that obviously is going on is the Rooney Rule. Another conversation that everyone's having, everyone's guessing. Every other day it's a different way. What's the real? What's the fake? Well, y'all know how I feel about the Rooney Rule. I just don't think that anything's going to work when you legislate desire. If you came in here right now with a tablet talking about, can you sign here? I'm like, yeah, what's this? Let me read it. Let me see. A lot of fine print here. What is this? Oh, we want to make sure you always eat your tacos without ketchup. Let me stop. We want to make sure you do something that you innately don't want to do, but you're going to do it in the name of equity and inclusion, diversity. And I'm just sitting there like, so something that I potentially want to give to anybody, you're going to tell me I have to make sure I look at everybody. Why? Isn't that kind of redundant? What insecurity are you really presenting? You trying to tell me that I may just hire someone that looks like me? I may just hire my son. I may just hire somebody I'm really familiar with. And then that's a problem because I didn't look at everybody. Okay, we're going to talk through this. Let's hear it.
Here's a little bit here to some of the head coaching hires that have been made in this cycle, which could come to an end after the Super Bowl with Clint Kubiak heading to Vegas. In total, 10 teams changed head coaches this offseason, and only one of those spots went to a minority coach, Robert Saleh, who was of Lebanese descent, to the Titans. It's the 5th time since the Rooney Rule was implemented in 2023 that no black head coaches were hired during an offseason cycle. RC and Marcus, this week, Roger Goodell made it clear that this has to change. He said there needs to be more diversity in coaching, and the league would be reevaluating everything they're doing. But RC, how big of an issue is this?
Well, before you go, I want to go. I wonder how comfortable she is saying this and teeing this up. And I'm not trying to put you on the spot, but you're on the spot. You know what I mean? Like, I wonder, like, off camera, 3 drinks in, hanging with her husband, what's the real convo? I can guess. I don't want to do that. Right here, these two guys, let's hear what we're going to go through in terms of trying to make this. I'm not into the rhetoric of these type of conversations. Part of the reason why I'm not an activist, because I don't want my energy to be used, consumed, misconstrued as just talk. Like, walk. And to me, the answer is very simple in the walk. We are very young as a Black American coaching community, like freshmen compared to the white coaching community for many reasons. But the reality is the reality. So when you dance around that, all you're going to do is just kill us with jargon. All you're going to do is now try to make these words make sense when the actions are obvious. But let's hear it. Let's have some fun.
I think it's a big issue, and we got to get off of the race or racism conversation and get into the nepotism and relationship conversation, because that's what this is about. The Rooney Rule started at the finish line when we got to get coaches a head start in the starting blocks. Look at the 2013 coaching staff in Washington. It had McVay, it had Shanahan, it had McDaniel, it also had LaFleur and Raheem Morris. And as two of them move on to be head coaches, they hire those three guys as coordinators. And then you look at a guy like Clint Kubiak, who moves in Minnesota after Gary Kubiak, his father, moves on. You look at Mike LaFleur, he coached with Robert Saleh in New York because he had a relationship with Kyle Shanahan. And you don't get this a lot for the three black coaches that you see on the defensive side of the ball. DeMeco Ryans hired by a team that drafted him. Aaron Glenn hired by a team that he played for. Todd Bowles got his job because of a 30-year relationship with Bruce Arians. The only coach who I think has understood this was Tony Dungy. You had Jim Caldwell, you had Mike Tomlin, you had Herm Edwards, and you had Lovie Smith. This isn't about racism in football, but the history of this country does play a part in it. You couldn't get generational wealth to own a team. And they didn't get black coaches in this league where they could select those players and understand the leadership qualities in the people that they see.
That was a masterful take by Ryan Clark. Our work is working. We're getting them out of the race bait and we're getting them into just looking at it for real. Okay? No more of this conversation of, oh, man, they over there looking at you crazy because you walked into the room because you're a little darker. Like, I'm understanding that happened at times. I'm saying what's happening. You ever see that show, What's Happening? Or you going to just be a rerun? Y'all have seen the show. You know what I just said. Here's the real, and this is the real. Your hang-ups are what's hanging you up, not mine. Okay? When you walk into these rooms, these guys are looking at you like, all right, break it down, let's go. I'm ready to hire. I'm looking to hire. Are you the guy I'm going to hire? But if you walk in there and you have been prepped with angst that, oh my God, they looking at me like I'm this and that, already you're not even comfortable. You're not even presenting yourself in the best light. And that's what's happening in a lot of these racial issues with my people. They're being put in an anxious position because of all of the historical data that they keep acting like is in front of them. No, it's behind us. Okay? Use that as a launching point to knowing context and perspective. But please don't use it as the destination that you are still in, because we have moved on. But if you haven't moved on, we haven't moved on. Who's been in that relationship before? Girl, that happened 3 years ago. You still talking about it? You still feel that? That's still sparking interest? You're still triggered? You haven't went anywhere. Despite the calendar flipping, you haven't went anywhere. And that's what's happening a lot of times with the conversation. But in reality, these coaches that they're talking about, these dudes get it. It's simple how you can become an NFL head coach. First, get in the line as early as possible. Take your lumps. Be around people. Don't use the anomalies as examples. Don't look at a 32-year-old Sean McVay and say, that's me. No. Let's look at the median. Let's look at the average. Look at the general. Okay, you can exceed expectations, but get in line first. Take your lumps, right? Go to North Dakota Tech Community Center, Tech, and then coach, and then get your resume up, get your relationships up. Because all it takes is one dude to be like, that's my coordinator. Then you ball out as a coordinator, that's my head coach. Somewhere else, that's all they doing. I know so many coaches, all colors, and they all do the same things, the ones that are successful. One of my boys and my teammate, Cortez Hankton. Now he's the wide receiver coach at Ohio State. He was just at LSU. Keeps on moving. Good stuff. Byron Leftwich, my teammate, my dog. Now Byron Leftwich, he fell into a little bit of a trap. Same thing as Eric Bieniemy. It happens a lot. When you you go around someone too big as a guru, they start to slight you a little bit. We've seen that. You got to be careful how you maneuver, because the narrative is going to be manipulated, right? But these guys are all, you just got to click up with the right one that hits it. And it could be you the one that hits it. And it could be your boy. And if it's your boy, you good. But the whole like, oh man, and then the whole enforcement of this, it really does a disservice to the black coaches because the white coaches in there like, you're a grown-ass man and you're a coach with an ego. And somebody is coming up to you or the owner and they hitting you. And they're like, hey, you know what you got to do? You're like, what I got to do? You imagine going up to a billionaire and say, hey, you know what you got to do? What? What I got to do? Who the hell are you? And he's like, well, in your process, I need you to go interview them people. So you know what they were doing for many a years? This sham. They was like, all right, bring them in here. Hey, how you doing? Mm-hmm. Like you can force somebody to have resentment that doesn't even have resentment just because of how you forcing them. I don't want to go out with her. Come on, dog. Come on, dog. All right, dog. I'll be your wingman. Okay. Hey, how you doing? Yeah. Is that racial? The girl could be fine. It don't matter. You ain't into her. You're just looking out for your boy. You're like, oh, okay, Goodell. Okay, we're going to interview him. Okay. Hey, how you doing? It's the same shit. People got to understand this world is like all these like common dynamics. And then they just apply themselves differently. Just like in religion, like God and devil. The devil only shows up one time in a red suit and a pitchfork. The rest of the times, he comes exactly how you like him. Yep. 5'10", 180. Mm-hmm. Curly hair. Mm-hmm. Yep. He ain't coming like this. I'm the devil. Please let me in so I can mess up your life. No. And that's the seduction of all these conversations. They make it, they dress it up. Oh, we're going to help out everyone. No, you're going to hurt everything. Look at the numbers. Y'all think I'm lying? Y'all mad at me? I don't care. You know why? Because all I got to do is point. Evidence. Exhibit A. Doesn't work that way. I never achieved anything because I was like, yo, hook me up. That shit lasts about as long as you say, hook me up. Shit going away. The stuff you really get, nobody even care about when you going to get it. Whether it's your grades. Kids is simple. Kids you got to make sure they get good grades, make sure they're into some sport, some kind of commitment after school, and make sure that they're good people of character around your house and around your community. Simple. And if your kids ain't got those three things rolling already, you doing your kids a disservice. If you start talking about systems and narratives and the plight, man, just kiss your kids' ambition goodbye. Because all they're going to be doing is trying to monkey branch and find some hookups. Meanwhile, there are kids out there of all complexions and backgrounds who being taught the right way, the right culture. That's why immigrants can come over here and pass us by because we over here still talking about, man, you know what they did? And immigrants are like, I don't know, don't care. You want to know what I've been through? No, you don't. I don't care either. It's behind me. Let's go. Simple as that. Simple as that. But it's narratives everywhere, all day, every day. People just make up stuff to distract you. And a lot of times you get caught slipping. You get distracted. Don't get distracted. Pay attention, people. Narratives like this. Hey, you're going to this team. You're going to this team. You're getting traded here. You're going traded there. What?
How does a guy like Jay Glazer come out and say you're not playing with Oakland anymore? Where does this come from?
Oakland.
You know, this is the thing, and I just talked about this with Colin. In the past, I've talked about my situation and, you know, I want this, I want this coach and I want this and I want these players to be with me. But I realized, like, there's only so much that I can handle and take care of. And in my position, I'm trying to be the best in the world at what I do, and that's be the best leader, best defensive end in the National Football League. And my job is not to be the GM, it's not to be who hires the coach. And I've learned my lessons in the past, trying to be too vocal, that's not my job. And, nowadays, and especially the last year and a half, I've been very quiet. I didn't sit there and say, we need to hire this guy, we need to do this. I put trust into the people that make those decisions because ultimately that's what they got to do. That's why they're paid to do that job. So I've been quiet and focused on my rehab and being with my girls and doing what I need to do. And now I have people that want to speak for me and be my PR reps, and I haven't told them one thing. So people can say whatever they want. It's unfortunate because then it gets back on me, and then I hear, people, oh, what is he doing here? What is he doing that? This is what Max said. This is what he said, da-da-da-da-da. And it's like a lot of back and forth. And ultimately, I can't control what I don't say. I know what I do every day. That's focus on my rehab, be the first one in the building. I lead by my actions. You know what I mean? Actions are everything to me.
Everything to everybody, Max. Shout out to him, big dog, who I love to the fullest in terms of who he is, how he's committed, how he's turned his life around, all the positive things he does, and he's a beast. He just balls out of control. Respect. Future Hall of Famer at the trajectory he's going. Respect. The thing about it is, you're damned if you do, if you're damned if you don't. And that's one of the dynamics that's common in this world. People think that wins and losses are always determined by talent, by skill, by work. All that is contribution to it. But there's also another headwind that you face, which is comparison. Here's another headwind that you face. Like, the misalignment. They're calling you something you're not, right? I've seen a lot of people. I just heard J. Cole say this in his new album. He's like, girl, what happened to you? Why are you trying to hide your intelligence? I see that happen a lot. Growing up, kids, you're a nerd. And because it's a diss word, because people don't want to be called a nerd, they actually act dumber. They actually don't want to be a nerd. They want to change what they wear. They want to sound different, sound cool, sound down. You all of a sudden start seeing kids lose their way because that's not the thing to be. To generalize, the cool kids, the popular kids at that age typically don't pan out. Of course, there are examples in all groups that work. But typically, if you at the cool table and all you do is post up at the cool table, and every day everyone knows you at the cool table, and you guys are discriminating against other kids. You ain't cool enough. You ain't fun enough. You don't hang out enough. You ain't fresh enough. Those kids have cast out. Those kids have now realized that they feel like they made it. They doing something because you run the lunch table. Meanwhile, everybody else who's working, I got to go to practice, dog. Everybody else is working. Oh, man, I got to go study for this shit. They're getting clowned. But as they say now, the nerds are the new rock stars. You don't believe me? Look at these tech companies. Look where all this crazy money coming from. Hedge fund. I was just talking to a guy. So one of the guys I went with to the waste management, that's the real name. Waste management. His son started a hedge fund at 13. Come on, y'all. What we doing out here? Got to tell these itty bitties the real, right? So that headwind, people would tell you who you ain't or who you are, and if you listen, you're going to start to navigate and maneuver around that, which is some BS. I heard so many things I was and wasn't growing up, and I don't know how I had, look, I wasn't perfect, but I had this tunnel vision of no. I had this strong sense of identity. I always tell people, start with your identity. That will be your railroad. They'll be your railroad tracks to success. Identity. Know who you are and know who you are not. Tell your kids this. I don't care if they 6, 7, 8. Even if they don't get it, plant seeds. Know who you are and know who you are not. Set a culture in your house. Letting these kids just go out there and let some little another 8-year-old tell your kid who to be. Next thing you know, your kid gonna be it if you ain't there to check them. Real spit. That's why I like Doc Rivers right now. Check them. They talking that trash, check them.
You guys want a Giannis update? All right, go ahead. Oh, no, I was just talking about, he's going to coach the celebrity game, right? You guys see that? No, he did inform me that he's going to put Shams on the trading block today, and he's just going to listen to offers. So I'm just going to go make that announcement right now.
Look at us, boy. Y'all see how I be trying to get these themes going? I really do. Like this. So the media is so stupid at times. Okay, so it started off, we won't ever trade him unless he asks. This is coming from management. This is coming from the Milwaukee Bucks. That turns into, these are quotes, Giannis, I'll never ask for a trade. That's what he's been saying, public record, right? Doc, he hasn't asked for a trade. Shams says Giannis is demanding a trade to every team on the market, which is not exactly what he said. But he was talking about trades. I want to be a Buck for life. media takes it as Giannis is trying to look like the good guy. We've seen that 1,000 times. He's talking out of both sides of his mouth. We know he talked privately to Horst to get traded. Giannis, all attention and no pencil. Also known as everyone is talking about him while he said nothing to anyone. He doesn't get traded. Now all of a sudden, Shams got to say, Bucks heard offers, nothing ever got serious. Giannis says legends don't chase, they attract. Bucks, they troll the whole world, including what we just saw right there. So, hey, media, ESPN, Shams, and everyone else, maybe, just maybe, when the GM, the coach, and the player are all saying the same thing publicly the entire time, just maybe that's the truth. Calling them liars really worked out, didn't it? And that's not an attack on Shams. We're talking about dynamics. We're talking about systems. We're talking about how things change. And y'all don't always get the pure dope. That's why I'm here. I'm trying to referee this junk. I'm trying to say, come here. Come on, man. Stop bullshit. Right? Simple as that. Yep. And sometimes you can see it's coming, and it's here now. Look at this. Rich Paul was not consulted on the Anthony Davis trade that sent him to the Wizards. That was predicted, remember? The fall of LeBron, the end of his reign in the NBA and with the Lakers is going to come at cost, collateral damage, and casualties, which includes now the superpower agent, Rich Paul, about to start feeling like Bill Belichick a little bit. We get our get back now. People starting to get that get back. Isn't that crazy? That's how the game goes. He ain't the only one. Other people, oh yeah, when you rolling, we love you. When you ain't, we're going to show you how much we love you.
When I say he has no value,
and the he is Ja Morant.
I don't even think that's accurate. I think he's got what they call in the league negative value. And what that means is teams were not willing to take Ja Morant unless the Grizzlies also attach draft compensation. In other words, you have to pay us to take him. And I know that this is a stunning thing for the Ja Morant fans out there. It's a stunning thing when I talk to his fellow NBA players about it because they know how talented he is. The issue is just this. Between the suspensions, the injuries, and the issues with the coaches, he has missed so many games. Secondly, he is at his best when he gets right there into that restricted area in that paint. He's never done it less. He's never taken more jump shots, and he's never been worse at those jump shots. So his play is bad, his off-court issues are bad, and he's got 2 years and $87 million left on his contract. If he had 1 year on his contract, I think there'd be some teams who would say, we're going to do a buy low here. The 2 years on his contract has literally made his situation toxic. The pathway forward for him is to play excellent basketball for the Grizzlies on the stretch, and then he should have some options. He has actually been playing better over the last month, but the actions of the rest of the league and their no interest in him demonstrate where his value is right now.
Man, blah, blah, blah. I could go back to that day that video came out with him and his boy wasn't supposed to be filming him, and he had the strap and all that, and how high Ja Morant was in terms of our own social Q rating. Like, everyone was like, Ja Morant's the dude. Remember that day? And it just, from that, it may have been before that you were privy to some things, but that was the moment for me where he was at his peak, his apex. And then now, it's crazy. Deion said it, though. Deion already said it. You got to do the work. Put in the work first. And when this happens, when you get to a point where Ja Morant's brand is there, where the teams are saying, we're good, it's crazy. It's next level. Maybe even worse than we think.
Say this. That's the situation when it comes down to Ja. He has one foot on the grave, the other on the banana peel when it comes down to his career. Ja Morant better wake the hell up, because in 2 years after this contract, he could find himself out the league. It is disturbing to hear that a guy that won, we're talking about former Rookie of the Year, All-NBA player, All-Stars, a guy that was on the verge of being the face of the league, and a team can't trade you. They can't trade you. Nobody wants you. And they're telling teams that, hey, if we get you, y'all gotta put something in there. Y'all gotta send Ja in the first round. It should be the other way around. And if this not a wake-up call for Ja, I don't know what else is gonna open his eyes, right? Because you think that your value is high. You think, hey, if Memphis, you're not the place, I'm Ja Morant. Nah, that's not the case no more. And that's when you look at the bigger picture. Forget the fact that they can't trade him. That's one side of it. But we're talking about a guy that's a supermax player that's on the verge of no team wanting him and possibly could be out the league in the next 2 years?
Damn, he beat that table up. Blah, blah, blah. Woo! I'm going to feel out of turn saying what I'm about to say, but I'm going to say it anyway because I know I'm saying it from the right place with the right spirit. Ja Morant needs to, and T. Morant need to have a heart-to-heart. From my perspective, because as a man, to lead your son or to allow your son to be led to this place where he is right now, where he's underachieving. And let's just be real, this is some self-sabotage. This ain't no, oh, you just getting hurt, we sorry, son, Brandon Roy stuff. No, this ain't no, oh, Derrick Rose, your knee went, this is not, oh, man, he not even like fully in the streets caught up. It's a myriad of issues. It's this smorgasbord. It's like this whole dynamic is just like not pointing in the right direction. And the crazy thing is, it still can. That's why you need the heart-to-heart. You got to be like, dog, I know how we are. I know who we are authentically. I know how we like to get down. I know how we roll a roll. But we are rolling the wrong way. With all that talent, super max. He was on a trajectory to be $1 billion player. I remember seeing it was Luka and Ja Morant. 3 deals, $300 million each around that world. They're going to be billionaire players. Luka going to get his. You see how he came to LA, got skinny, got around LeBron, all what he got to do? He still ain't playing no defense, but he doing what he got to do. Stay professional, man. Keep the main thing the main thing. So in the spirit of just seeing greatness, I told you this show is about celebrating greatness. We ain't about hating. We just over here knocking out the BS and saying that ain't great. That ain't who we are. We're better than that. That's where I come from. I come from the spirit of rooting for everybody. I don't have a hater bone in my body. You know why? Because I want to beat you at your best. It's a weird way of hating. I want you to be the best you can be. Now let's go. Why would I want you worse? Then even if I win, I'm going to be going back to myself and in the mirror like, was that really a win? He ain't even that good. Was that really a win? He didn't even try that hard. Was that really a win? He wasn't a good, formidable opponent, right? So what's the point of winning something if it ain't a real win? Like this. See this, Dave Portnoy. Oh, my God. Y'all see this? This is him running. This is hilarious. Let's go. Oh, look at the guy behind him trying to get it. You got to stop it right there. I don't know about them. They probably shut me down, too. Somebody was clowning saying, this is Torrey Smith said, in my mind, the folks that have the strongest sports opinions all move like this, which I thought was pretty funny. But just think about it. Oh, well, we got more. We ain't got to think about it. Let's see some more.
There's no, it was a choke job. It wasn't 50 Cent, Snoop. There's no, it was a choke job. It wasn't 50 Cent, Snoop.
Having fun, man. Like, look, just remember, and that's a dude making more than most athletes playing sports. He talking it, but at the same time, he talking it and getting it, right? Can't play no sports, though. It's amazing. It's amazing. We're going to still do, we got that big topic. I know y'all here for it. Y'all want to do Trump versus Obama. We are working our way through sports. We're going to work our way to it. Y'all know we've done the politics in the beginning. We've done the politics at the end. I think the end is better because I really don't want to lose people over politics, and you guys lose your damn mind when you start talking this stuff. I don't know why. Y'all so damn angst and so damn excited to just be mad at some other group, but that's how y'all live, so go ahead. Oh, man. I hear you guys in the comments. Beat it up in the comments. What's up, Patrick Edwards? Ja Morant is an example. Wiley talks about staying in a certain mentality. Yeah, this is the thing that really agitates me, is that people know there are certain things you do that they're not fail-proof, but they're the best version for success. And then it trips me out that people don't want to do that because of some individualistic reasons. Like, that ain't who I am, and that's not what I want. And I'm like, but do you want the end, or do you want just to be in the means and you're going to sound mean and you're going to get in your own way? Do you want the goal or you want to just be fresh saying you want to try for the goal? And I see that a lot. Police, pull over, sit there, 10-2, yes, sir, no, sir. How is that met with any other conversation, any other mindset, any other way and approach? But I've been in the car with somebody. Yeah, what'd you pull me over for? Man, if you don't stop playing, shut the fuck. Oh, my God, I don't get it. I don't get it. I could give you 1,000 examples. Just tell me what you're talking about. It's real. It's real out here. And people just keep doing it. And then they find themselves in harm's way. Harm's way. Oh, I want to do this Ryan Leaf topic. Ryan Leaf went off on my boy, Dr. Child. But I can't. We got to get to where we got to get to. I know. There's so many topics, godly. I was gone for those 2 days. Waste management. Shout out to everybody who's been there and everybody who is still there. It is amazing there. It was a good spot. We're getting there. I'm going to get you to your place. Beat up in the comments. Who else we got up in here? I see you 6 days at a time. The Ben C always in the building. Respect, big dog. Okay. Jay Glazer mad at Aaron Rodgers. We got to get at that. We'll do it another time. This is good. Let's lighten it up before we get dark and deep, shall we? I think this is funny. Look at Dion talking about his boy.
Of this silhouette challenge game, so it's all current quarterbacks.
I don't know none of these guys. You might as well forget that. Let's go. Oh, that's my son. I know him. Yeah. I raised that. I don't know none of them. No, I don't. I don't watch pro football. After what they did to my kid, you think I'm going to watch pro football? You guys forgot? You think I forgot? Yeah, please.
Hey, everything changes when you talk about your kid, right? Stephen A. found that out from LeBron. Like, look, you could talk about me for 20 plus years. I don't care. No one. He never checked anybody. He never clapped back to anybody. Say one thing about Bronny. What'd you say? Oh, man. We got this Kraft story. We're going to start doing this Kraft story. 12-part series about Robert Kraft and how he tried to craft a campaign to get in the Hall of Fame, and he still ain't in there. Gangster, right? Okay. Well, y'all ready? Okay. Let's get it. This video, I don't know how you saw it, how it came to you, how it happened, but this is the first thing I saw. Somebody sent me this in the group text, and it was like, are we serious? Like, come on, big dog. Like, this is our president. This is where we live, right? And even I was like, oh, come on. My first thought is always there's no way. So when I say there's no way, that turns into there's got to be more to this, right? I always think that, even if there isn't. I'm just like, ain't nobody that damn blatantly stupid, crazy, dumb, ignorant, etc. to go there. Now, that's my first thought. Like, let me do my homework, do my research. I don't need to be first to the party. I just got to have fun when I'm there, which means I'm full of knowledge and I understand both sides and all the perspectives. Then I started to say, now be real. You be real. Be honest on this show. This is what we do. On this show, I'm like, what am I mad at? Obviously, I know the history. Obviously, I know what this means, the connotations. Exactly. Right. And I'm like, so they putting us back in the monkey suit. Am I mad at that? And there's a slice of me that's not, and let me speak to it. Because I'm like most people like, oh, come on, dog. That's what you're doing? You leaning that heavy into the stereotype, all the BS? Then there's a slice of me saying, I don't give my power away for your insults to hurt me, right? Like somebody, like we were talking earlier about someone calling you a nerd. Like, okay, embrace it. Like, what do you mean? Like, you have chosen the insult, right? Black people didn't choose this. They chose the insult, and then they choose when to weaponize it. And then you lose your power, and you lose your ability to stay calm, to stay neutral, to stay who you were before the insult. You lose that. Because now you're like, what? You 8 o'clock, you're fine. You're about to go wake your girl up and make some breakfast. Your boy sends you a text while you're going to wake up your girl. You look at it. Now all of a sudden you ain't cooking breakfast. Now you're going back and forth with your boy. Now you mad. Now you pissed and all this stuff before you even pick up your itty bitty. And it's because they have weaponized their power of insult on you. I have this weird perspective, and I say weird because I've met a lot of resistance. When I tell people, I'm not letting you mess up my day. I'm not letting you get in my way. I will address it. I don't start anything, but I finish everything. I don't start anything. I will finish everything, but I'm not letting you all of a sudden give me something that I got to deal with on your time, on your schedule, in your world, your insult. So that's where I was. This is even before I even see the whole video and all the other layers. Let's go. So then that turned into let's do some homework. Okay, blah, blah, blah. So, as we're going down, those who are patient enough, in real time, or you're going to do it right now because that's how I roll, you start to understand that this thing is a little different than initially advertised. It wasn't this blatant disrespect, racist clip that went out. It was a screenshot from another video talking about an election and then making a mockery of those who were going against Donald Trump and then all that kind of stuff. So now, I don't know if soften the blow is the term, but it's starting to be a little more diluted in terms of the intensity of what this initially was. Remember, you were walking upstairs to go make some breakfast and wake your daughter up, and then you couldn't even finish. Now you're in a different mindset or place. Let's continue to cover this properly.
Trump's team just posted a video to his account that has the Obamas depicted as monkeys. Now, I'm black. Surprise! So yeah, my first reaction was the same as yours. What the f? Then I did some research. Trump's account posted a 60-second video about voting. At the very end, for less than a second, a completely different video appears, one depicting politicians as animals. That second video has nothing to do with the first. Someone screen recorded the first video, the platform auto-played the next one, and they didn't cut it out. They were careless. This happens to me constantly as a content creator. Try it right now. Screen record a social media video on your phone. Watch what happens when it ends. The second video was made by some random person on the internet who was thoughtless at best and racist at worst. But I don't think Trump's team even meant to include it. More likely, someone got sloppy with a screen recording. That's what happens when a staffer posts 60 times in a night. Now, as a person with a right-wing bias, it would be convenient to be quiet. But as a black person, it would also be convenient to be outraged. I'm not gonna do either. I was emotional, but then I slowed down, calmed down, and took my time. Now,
And that's where a lot of times people miss me and I miss them. Because I am in a complete mindset that I will control my emotions. And when they are out of control, that I am in a bad place. Like I'm always looking at my mindset as like health, just like mental health, just like physical health. So when I can't lift a certain amount of weight, I don't blame the barbell. I don't blame who put the weights on there. I don't blame anything. I say, I got to get stronger, right? I got to do something else. I got to get past this. So when something comes my way, I don't look at that stuff and say, oh, you're going to hit me. No, I say, I'm going to protect myself. I'm going to be stronger. Now, who doesn't get emotional? Who doesn't get triggered? Who doesn't? I get it. In this lane, I refuse. I refuse to let wherever the spirit of this comes from land on me. Because it's ignorance. Think about it. All right, you the most victim mindset person in the world, or you're just the most sensitive person to these type of things, or you walk around and say that white people hate black people, whatever it may be, this hits you. This got you. Do you understand how much power you're giving away and how long you've been giving away that power and how forever you probably will? If someone could come up to you still today, 2026, hit you with the monkey post and then throw off your mood, your day, there's another way to attack that. That's the only thing that's different about me. I'm not going to get emotional. I'm going to say, okay, that's how we doing this. Now I get it. Sometimes just knowing is better than just going and responding. Everybody want to do something. What are you doing? You screaming and spitting to the wind to some racists, if that's even the intention? What are you doing? So I know a lot of times people are like, oh, if you ain't mad, you ain't down, you ain't with us. I'm like, dog, first of all, we're not going anywhere mad. Remember I told you my wife was telling my son, I want you to play mad. I said, no, we don't play mad. We play hard. We play tough. We don't play mad. I'm not the one. Not mean I ain't down. I told you I ain't starting nothing. I'll finish everything. Continue.
The White House did say it was an error by a staffer, but their first response was Caroline Leavitt dismissing it as fake outrage. That's not accountability. Real accountability sounds like, this was careless, we understand the sensitivity, and we're sorry. And we desperately need leaders owning their mistakes. Now, elected leaders are accountable, but we are too. Predictably, within minutes of this post, people with a left-wing, anti-Trump bias use this as proof of what they already believed, that he's a racist. No investigation. No mention that it's a 1-second clip at the end of a 60-second unrelated video. No curiosity. Just, see, he's racist. I told you. There's a principle in philosophy called Hanlon's razor. It basically says incompetence is more common than malevolence. Mistakes are common. Malice is less common because malice requires intent and intent requires effort. But here's what we actually do. When someone we like does something bad, we assume it was a mistake. When someone we don't like does it, we assume it's malice. That's not a principle. That's a preference. It's confirmation bias. We see what we already believe. The real principle is this: innocent until proven guilty, incompetent until proven malicious. Not just for people we like, for everyone. I can't read minds, but I just told you what I think is more likely with evidence as to why. Maybe you disagree. Maybe you're confident Trump is a sincere racist and this was an intentional attack. Okay. What evidence would change your mind? If you want to support someone being honest about their bias but fair in their analysis, become a paid subscriber.
Become a paid subscriber to the Clear Thinker, baby. Blah, blah, blah. Oh. Come on, y'all. Okay, one thing I love to do is this practice, this exercise, because I learned it in sports. Okay, you're right. Now what? All that huffing and puffing, what you gonna do now? Trump's a racist. All right, you're right. Now what? Prove it. I just showed you the video. How does that happen? That's careless. He's the president. Look, I don't like my president tweeting either. I actually like the updates when it's about like real business, government business, civic duties, et cetera. But, when it gets into the shouting match and the back and forth, no, I don't. No, I don't. I don't want anybody doing that. I don't want you acting like you on Instagram, you a thought, one of these people I met at the club. You the president. Why you on the gram and on X harder than me? I don't. But at the same time, I don't dismiss him because I don't like what he's doing all the time in preference. That right there is different though, because you're like, how careless can you be? So careless that maybe this is with malice, right? Maybe this was intentional. And then you got plausible deniability and say, I didn't mean to do that, but I got one off. Throw your rocks, hide your hands, one of those. That's another lane of this. But the lane that I found myself in, my experiences, my expertise, is that I've heard worse. I've seen worse on all levels. And this didn't trigger me. I think this only triggered people who wanted something to be triggered about from this person, President Trump. Because other than that, like, don't get us started. You know how many times I watched a comedian? Oh, he's just a comedian. He's there to entertain. So are you upset at who's doing it? Or are you upset at what's being done? Once again, run that exercise. Okay, you're right. Now what? I don't know. I don't know if it's a joke. I don't know if it was serious. I just know it didn't disturb my day. And if it is not because it's Trump, it's just because, dog, how long you gonna be in hostage of some insults that people don't even can't even carry through? Okay, he called you, he put the picture and the illustration that you people are monkeys. If someone walked up to me and was like, dog, Marcellus, you a big ass monkey. Do you think one of the options is I knock him out? And if you say yes, enjoy jail. For what? I don't let anybody who's ignorant have more power than me. Okay? I don't. I don't care what are you talking about. It's for your job. And dog, I will remove myself from anywhere where I think you're ignorant and you're going to execute on your ignorance. I am living a life where I am avoiding the BS. That includes people. People are crazy. And people concerned with all the other stuff. Oh, what you gonna do now? You gonna vote for him or not? Dog, you think I'm gonna put it in the pot? Like, first of all, he can't run again, so stop asking stupid questions. Well, you never know with Trump though. But I put it in the pot, and whoever is the best candidate to me gets the vote. I wish Andrew Yang could run, but people ain't, I mean, y'all ain't supporting Yang Gang like I think. I don't know who's running next. J.D. Vance? Who else? Gavin Newsom? We'll talk about it then. You know we ain't gonna avoid it, but you guys gotta stop being so triggered. And I understand that feels like this is the wrong time to say that because it's like, no, they got one off on us. I gotta get one back, eye for an eye. All right, be blind. Be blind. I just don't get it. People are just waiting. I don't even think y'all real. I think it's internet. People really want to be annoyed. I think it was ignorant as hell. Even in callous, even in mistake, I think it was ignorant. I think it's just ignorant to think that, oh, you're a black man. Let me give you some levity. We used to play this game called I guess it's animal game. We used to play this animal game. I used to go to Miami, South Beach, sit there on the corner. Day one, my boys, my best friends, Jabari, Rory, they want to go down to Wet Willie's. Wet Willie's is what, 6 in Ocean? I'm like, I don't want to go down there because it's too many people. I'm in the league right now, right? So people notice me. I'm not a star, but it's like, Wiley. I was like, I don't want to go down there. All we're going to do is go down there and be staring at each other. Kind of like if you go to the club right now, you know? I heard A$AP Rocky talk about that. He's like, no one goes to the club now because it's nothing but a stare fest. I ain't staring at you. I'm not going down there trying to act like I'm drinking and hollering at 3 girls, but everybody hollering at the same 3 girls, and I'm just staring at dudes, waiting my turn. I said, no. I'm not going. So this wasn't an executive decision. This was just saying, I am staying right here on the corner of 13th and Ocean at the Cardoza Hotel. Y'all go down there and then come back. I'll be here. I wasn't even trying to do anything, no lie. I wasn't trying to stunt because I had the credit card. I was just like, dog, I'm gonna stay right here. Because I knew, the sociologist in me knew everyone was gonna walk by. I was like, I'm gonna see them before they get there, before they put their armor on. All them pretty girls, soon they get down there about 8th Street, they start putting their armor on, their weapons. Here we go, girl, they about to start shooting. Here they go. Hey, mama, hey, girl, hey, girl. I'm in a quiet spot. I'm gonna get y'all there. So I stay there. My boys go down there, quickly come back. Like, man, it's a shit show down there. It's crazy down there. I'm taller than y'all. I guess I can see. Yes, it's crazy. I'm not. Man, let's just sit here and chill. I know. I said, welcome. Group of girls come by. We start playing this game. Say, hey, it's the truth game. We ask you a question, you tell us the truth. Deal? You come sit here and eat and drink with us all day. We don't care. Just tell the truth. Deal. First question was, if you saw all of us walking towards you, I'm in my 20s, y'all. You saw all of us walking towards you in order, who would you want to holler at you? Basically, who you want to date out of us, rank us. Some girls were like, I don't know about that. Bye-bye. It's all good. Enjoy. Wet Willie's right there. And then a lot of them was like, fuck that. Him. Right? We just playing. Then the next level of the game was, okay, everybody here got to name what animal you look like or they look like. Because everybody looked like something. I think I got a walrus once. I was dying. I was like, damn, I have to do it like a walrus a little bit. But everybody, ferrets, cheetahs, all kind of shit. But that was in a place where you weren't trying to be triggered. But you also knew how close this conversation in this world is to being triggered. I come from a different spot, man. And the spot I come from is I see it all. I see that that's crazy down there. I'm good. I'm over here. Oh, man, you missing out. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. Because even people that get triggered, they forget. People don't forget. Someone sent me this. Look at Jimmy Kimmel and Justin Trudeau. I don't know who's that. Doing blackface. And I looked at it and I said, all right, am I supposed to be triggered? It's kind of weird to me, too. I see a lot of costumes. They go all kind of ways. I was Gary Gnu one year. I can't be a white guy. I was. He can't be a black guy. No, you can't. Okay. I can see it all, y'all. I can see it all. So, people crazy out here. Y'all just be mad. Y'all be mad for nothing. I am not easily offended. So if that makes me less loyal or something else, I will take all of those descriptions. But it's better than being easily triggered. It's going to take a lot to get to me, and usually it got to go through my family. Other than that, you just spitting in the wind, y'all. Spitting in the wind. Well, love to you guys, man. We got cut off, then we got put back on. We still built the show. Still got some clips going out today. We still got Don Lemon, our favorite Senator Hawley. That smart-ass dude going at Netflix. We got to talk about that. We got a ton of stuff to go through, okay? But that's going to be on the next episode, okay? Because right now we are out of here. Let's pay some bills and make sure you guys get in the zone. How your bodies feel? You guys taking care of yourself? I know I need some Vinia right now after that damn waste management. Waste management. Let's go. What's good, fam? It's your boy, Marcellus Wiley, and I got to talk to you about something that's been a game changer for me. Y'all know I've been on the comeback trail after my hip surgery, and let me tell you, getting back to 100% ain't easy. I've been looking for anything to give me that edge, to help me bounce back stronger, faster. And that's where Vinia's new blood flow hydration product comes in. Oh, this ain't just another supplement, people. This is about optimizing your body from the inside out. Since I started taking Vinia blood flow hydration, I'm feeling a big difference in my physical therapy sessions and my energy levels. It's helping me get that crucial blood flow where it needs to go, helping my body heal and perform. I'm feeling more vibrant, more ready to tackle whatever comes my way. It's like my body just remembers how to be its best self. And for anyone out there just looking to elevate your daily well-being, this is it. And here's the best part. Vinia is so confident you'll love it, they're offering a 90-day money-back guarantee. That's how you know it's legit. You got nothing to lose and everything to gain. So head over to the link in my bio, check out Vinia Blood Flow Hydration, and start your own comeback story. Trust me, your body will thank you. Let's get it. Bwah, bwah, bwah. Bwah, bwah, bwah. Oh, man. If I live in a world right now where racism is defined by a meme or a post or a video, yep, we've come a long way, y'all. We've come a long way. Love you guys. If you are triggered, I don't want to sound insensitive to you. I'm just not that guy, okay? But I love you. Love you back. Peace. It's been a decade plus that I knew that this day was going to come. Oh, this is not hyperbole here.
trying to hydrate. Hydration's the situation. So.
Boy, boy, boy.